How's it going, everybody? I don't know about you, but I love a refreshing bowl of acai. And if you do too, you're going to want to tune in to this episode where I interview Paula Gillen on the story of the Purple Bowl. This is Getting to Know the Triangle. How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Getting to Know the Triangle. I'm here with Paula, here with the Purple Bowl in downtown Chapel Hill. Super excited to unpack just what this place is, hear all about acai and Paula's story and their family story, getting it going. Paula, thanks for joining.
Yeah, no problem. I'm excited to hear it. Thanks.
Yeah, please share a little bit about yourself, kind of where you're from, where you personally grew up.
Okay.
And then I'd love to hear your favorite coffee shop in the Triangle area.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sounds good. So I grew up in Massachusetts and met my husband in college, and we got married right after college. He's from Oregon.
Very sweet.
And we moved to
Is
California.
he a Ducks fan?
He's a huge Ducks fan.
All right.
Yeah, go Ducks.
Right.
Yeah, his dad grew up teaching at the U of O. And
Good.
so Wendell grew up a big Ducks fan.
That's great.
And we moved to California right after we got married, 2 weeks after we got married.
All right.
And Wendell was a student at Stanford out there, getting his master's and then his PhD, and we were married through that whole process, living on a college campus. So through our whole marriage, we've basically been involved with a college campus. So it was a natural fit when we were thinking about a store to be right
here
in the mix.
Yeah.
And Wendell teaches at the business school. I'm a nurse.
Yeah.
So grew up in Massachusetts, moved to California, and then to Chapel Hill.
That's great. How long were you in California?
7 years.
7 years. Okay, that's awesome. How long have you been here now?
Gosh, I think it's 22 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you've grown some roots.
Yeah.
Nice. And do you love the Triangle? You think you'll
I
be
love
here
the Triangle. Yeah,
the rest of
we'll
your
always
life?
have some part of us here. Both our
Yes.
boys live in California, and our daughter lives in Massachusetts, so
Okay.
spread out.
Nice
But
split.
especially with Purple Bowl, our fourth child, will definitely be here for a bit.
Yeah, that's great. Well, share with everybody a little bit about what your favorite coffee shop is in the area.
Okay, wow, that is a tough question.
Yeah, I know.
My favorite coffee shop in the area is probably Cafe Adriate. Yeah, just because it has that space where folks can go inside or outside.
Yep.
Inside when there wasn't COVID. And it just blends into the trees there.
Yeah,
It's like a little
beautiful
tucked away.
landscape.
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. There you go. Cafe Giotto for you listening. Go try it out. So I'd love to hear a little bit about the Purple Bowl. I know it kind of was a mixture of your son wanting to start a business here as well as you guys come into acai. Share a little bit about how that came to be.
Okay, so it's a crazy story, and I think all family businesses have a little bit of a crazy story behind
Sure.
them. Taylor ran at University of Virginia and then ran post-collegiately, but was also working in private equity.
Yep.
And trying to balance the two of running and keeping up his professional running career and working in private equity was challenging. So he started to eat this product to fuel his body for the
Acai.
sport he loved. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And so as we would visit him and go to races with him, we started eating it too and realized that it was something that Chapel Hill could really benefit from.
Yeah.
So we started thinking about it. He kept saying, I want to do it, it'd be great. As his little brother, our youngest child, was going to school, he was like, Mom, it's a great way to keep you engaged in the community. I was working at the hospital at the time. But he thought it would be really fun for us as a family to do a project like this.
Yeah.
And it has been fun.
Just a little project,
just a little
nothing too
project,
big.
Yeah. A little scary at times. So when he was 26 years old, he signed the lease for here.
Okay.
And we went for it. It's his, he owns it.
Okay.
But I'm chief operator, I guess.
Chief operator, yeah.
CEO.
You're really the roots of the business.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
stayed in California through the whole time,
Okay.
and has continued to work in private equity, and that's his main job.
Gotcha.
But he works a lot on this too, and comes
Yeah.
back and forth and helps. The whole menu is developed with fueling your body for your sport. So that was how we started the whole recipe, and the recipe is really unique. We use organic acai, we use unsweetened acai. That's very uncommon in the acai bowl world.
Okay, unsweetened and organic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most places use sweetened,
Right.
and not organic.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to find a company that would help us do that. And they work with one farm in Brazil, so we get it from one farm.
That's incredible.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we have hemp milk in it, which is a very unique liquid to put in it. And it's not the hemp that you have to worry about drug testing coming back positive.
Right.
It's the hemp that is good for your body and provides a lot of nutrients.
Yeah.
When we chose hemp milk for our recipe, we thought that all the tobacco fields in North Carolina were going to be repurposed to be hemp fields because this is a place where hemp can grow.
Oh, interesting.
But unfortunately, that has not happened yet.
Okay.
And so it's still coming from the West Coast.
Gotcha.
But we didn't want to use almond milk, which most places use almond milk, because almonds are hard to grow. They're not
incredibly hard to grow. They're a lot of water.
Yeah, a lot of water.
They grow a lot of them in California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of pressure on us initially as we were developing the menu to go with almond milk. Everyone we talked to was like, go with almond milk, go with almond milk. But we just didn't feel like that was, almond milk's not really sustainable. We didn't feel like it was the best fit for our products. So we went with the hemp milk. And we're hoping that North Carolina will be growing hemp soon. And we'll be able to get it locally.
Yeah, that's great for you guys to push back on that and really believe that that was where you guys needed to go.
Yeah, that's
even
kind of
when
the
others
whole
were
thing
pressing.
with Purple Bowl. Every time we've had so many obstacles. UNC wanted us to come in and have a little place in Lenore, but they refused to not have the nutrition facts up. And it's not that we're ashamed of the nutrition facts, it's just been proven again and again and again that it's not good for disordered eating. So we were like, no, we don't want to be a part of that climate.
Right.
So we said no. They were like, wait, we're going to pay for your kitchen, we're going to pay for everything. We're like, we can't do it.
Wow.
So we've been really, that's one thing we've
sticking
been
to your core beliefs,
That's been kind of fun because it's a small family business, we can do that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you guys get to kind of make the rules. That's
it is.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I've had a number of other acai bowl places, and I genuinely don't think I've had one that's as clean and as genuinely deep tasting as your guys' acai bowls. So they're truly unique.
Thanks. We feel that way. We're pretty proud of our product.
Yeah. The base acai is really important, and the consistency that you guys were able to get along with the flavor is just unique.
Yeah.
It's incredible. That's cool. Tell us a little bit over time. How long has Purple been open?
So we signed the lease in April. Taylor signed the lease in April of Kevin's senior year, 2017. And we opened in July of 2017.
Okay, gotcha. So it's been about...
It's going to be 5
years
this summer.
That's
Big
incredible.
Birthday, And it's been just like a baby. Like, we didn't know what we were doing at first. Didn't know how to do anything. We had never owned a restaurant. And we just hired good people, tried to build a good team around us.
That's great.
And we're going into year 5, and it's hopefully hitting that sweet spot, just like a 5-year-old. Like, ready to grow a little on their own, ready to launch a little bit. So.
That's great. What are some of the things over those 5 years that you guys, some growing pains, some things you learned in the business from yourself maybe, kind of helping run the business? What are some things that you've learned over those 5 years with the Purple Bowl?
Yeah, so it's been challenging, especially with COVID. COVID has made it really challenging. We were thankful that we had a healthy product that was easy to sell to people because it was one thing they could do to keep themselves healthy during COVID.
Right.
But I think the hardest thing is the people part of it. Making sure you recruit good people, that you have good people representing your family every day.
Yeah.
No one's going to sacrifice the base because they're in a rush. They know how important it is to provide a great bowl to every single customer. So making sure we have the right people and not being afraid when someone's not going to work out to recognize that and talk to them about it and just move on.
Yeah, that's great. Great staff is I feel like definitely the most important part to a successful business.
And we didn't compromise at different points when we could have sacrificed for short-sighted to make $1. We never did. So that felt good.
Yeah.
And I feel fortunate that Taylor and Wendell, my son and my husband, were definitely on board with that. Like, we're not going to sacrifice along the way.
Yeah, that's great. How has the product developed, the bowl developed since you guys started to now? Is it pretty much the same, or have you guys made changes over the years?
We've made some changes, a couple changes. One thing is that with the Build Your Own Bowl, we decided to let there be Nutella at the store.
Okay.
Taylor was very anti-Nutella because he doesn't feel like it's very good for you.
Right,
not very healthy.
It tastes good though.
It tastes good. And we decided, you know what, we're going to be a little...
Right.
We're going to let down a little bit on the Nutella and have some Nutella. We used to have a jar here that just had a piece of paper on it, lacrosse girls, because they all wanted the Nutella.
That's incredible.
And then we finally decided we're adding the Nutella, biting the bullet, adding the Nutella. It's not that bad for you. And,
right.
The bowl itself is the same. We make it in larger quantities. We used to make each bit of base as customers order, and we couldn't keep up with that. The volume, thankfully, it was so much. So we started to make the base a little bit like a couple hours beforehand, and figure out staffing so that we could have base made, so that we could get the bowl out hopefully by 7 minutes to a customer.
Right.
But we haven't changed the recipe that much at all. Like we haven't changed the base recipe at all.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's sweet. And you're pretty involved with UNC and supportive of UNC and the athletic teams and all that. How has that relationship kind of been with being right next to such a large campus? Has that been enjoyable?
We've been really having a great time with that. I will say though, as much as some of the student athletes are part of our, they're ambassadors, not formally, but they just love to eat it. So they go out and tell people, and then more people come, and that's a great thing. But I would say that I enjoy all the students here.
Yeah.
I love the kids that are into theater and music and all the other groups. The sports teams fuel their bodies for their workouts with this product. So we get to know them a little better. Their coaches have had we cater for all the teams. So we are intertwined with them now.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's such a fun community, the college community, to be in business with. And I guess it's tough though too, as the population of college students ebb and flow. Do you feel like that affects the business?
Right. That is probably the hardest thing about being on Franklin Street. And I'm an active part of the Downtown Partnership, and that is something that we talk about all the time. It's very hard to be a business on Franklin Street because you're just, if the students are gone, that is your base. So we're really trying to, over the next few years, look at how we can get community members to eat here more. COVID was miraculous for us with that. Families started coming here in droves. Families that used to not come downtown because they were worried about the students or didn't want to compete with parking. They started coming here, and they got us through COVID. So that was really
That's
nice.
incredible.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Great.
It's cool to hear the good things that come out of COVID.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I think, and part of this video series is really to hopefully connect the Triangle community, right? So I'm excited to hear that goal of getting the larger community involved with the Purple Bowl.
So one of the things that we're actively involved in is B3 and Gigi's Playhouse. We employ 3 adults with learning challenges and are employed here. And that's been really great for our population that works here, just to integrate that. But that's one of my initiatives that I'm passionate about going forward, is that more businesses on Franklin Street feel more comfortable hiring a wider variety of workers.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's great. Well, as we're wrapping up here a little bit, I would love to hear, kind of taking it from the business standpoint, for some of the people listening. What would you say, you guys were in that phase of this is an idea, a thought. You probably had fears, but you really had that passion and wanted to get it going. For those listening and really have a passion to start a business or have a product or have an idea, what's your advice to somebody who's really wanting to get something like that started and going?
So my first piece of advice would be location, location, location. You're in real estate, so this is music to your ears, but you know this. You need to set up shop where you're going to have walkability, where people are going to see you. It's so tempting, and it's been tempting at different times. Like, should we move further out? Would it be great to have a bigger kitchen space because we could be a little further out? But being down here in the heartbeat of the university is critical. It built all those relationships. It built our brand. I think the location is the most important thing of where you set up shop, where you decide to hang your sign out. And get good support when you're making that decision. You know, find folks that are going to help you navigate the real numbers, the number crunching. How many people walk by here a day? What apartment buildings are near here? What parking is accessible for community members that want to come down?
Yeah. So
that's one piece of it. The other piece of it is don't compromise on the people you hire or the food if it's food or whatever product you're selling. Don't compromise. Like
hold strong to those values.
Because then you'll feel good. If
Yeah.
someone criticizes you or things go wrong a little bit, and things will go wrong, mistakes are going to happen.
Yes.
You know that you in your heart of heart stuck with why you started it, and you didn't compromise. There's opportunities to compromise a lot. And just don't be tempted by that. It's not worth it. It's short-sighted.
Gosh, that is really, that's a great note. And I feel like it is tempting. It is tempting because people will try to push you one way or another. So you definitely have to hold strong. Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. Well, sweet, Paula, I really appreciate you joining on this episode. You guys need to come try the Purple Bowl. It's an awesome acai spot, and like you've heard it already, they hold to their values and they really care about their customers, about fueling them. And it's an exciting spot to come spend the time. Anyways, it's a beautiful location. And it's well decorated in here, so you got to come check it out. But with that, thank you so much, Paula, and we'll look forward to talking again soon.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.